This is Wendy Derman, and this is my recording for Learning Activity 5, Draft Instructional Design Plan on October 20th, 2014. Topic of instruction. This course will teach adults the basics of online safety. Needs assessment. As the Internet has grown in usage and expanded across the globe, an unfortunate side effect has been that criminals can reach out from any place in the world and harm unsuspecting users. This harm can take many different forms, from a well-crafted email which convinces the victim that a loved one is in danger and needs financial assistance, to a technically complex attack which installs malicious software on the victim's computer without their knowledge. Every person who uses the Internet should be aware of the kinds of dangers that exist. A few simple maintenance activities on personal computers will prevent many of the most common technical attacks, and knowledge of the kinds of scams that exist will help users spot them and avoid being swindled. Entry behavior and learner characteristics. Potential learners for a basic online safety course include any person who uses the Internet and who is not already familiar with the many types of danger that lurk in an online environment. The course will be geared towards an adult audience, but older children, ages 12 and up, should be able to learn a great deal from it as well. Those taking this course should have basic familiarity with using a personal computer, such as keyboarding and mouse skills, and should have basic familiarity with using a web browser. No special technical knowledge is required. Other than an optional lab at the end of the course, the material in the course will stay at a technical level that is understandable by a general computer user. Because the level of computing knowledge required to take this course is extremely low, most adults will be perfectly qualified to take the course. To ensure that learners are familiar with using a keyboard, mouse, and web browser, they will be required to register for the course on a website. The website registration form will include a phone number to call for assistance with registration if needed. If the person assisting registrants determines that the caller is having trouble registering due to lack of familiarity with using a web browser, they can suggest an entry-level computer use course instead. Additionally, if during the course the instructor notices any student struggling with the material in class and feels that an entry-level computer class would be useful to them, they can be prepared with recommendations for the student. Instructional goals. The goals of the basic online safety class will be the following. 1. Teach the learners steps to take to secure their personal computers from many attacks. 2. Teach the learners common forms of scams and how to assess various forms of online communication, such as emails, websites, and instant messaging, in order to decide if they are legitimate or attempting a scam. 3. Teach the learners how to spot if their computer has fallen prey to malicious software. 4. Teach the learners what to do if they believe they have fallen prey to either a technical or scam attack. 5. Increase general awareness of the risks that exist online and make the learners more confident that they can reduce their own personal risk when using the Internet. Many adults today are aware that Internet scams and dangers abound, but have very little knowledge of where the actual dangers lie or what to do about them. There is a lingering sense of fear and doubt every time they use the Internet, and wonder whether their actions have caused them any harm. Others are unaware of the dangers that exist and are therefore easy targets for criminals. Both groups of adults will benefit from a course that teaches them about the actual risks that exist and how to protect themselves. These goals were determined based on 16 years of experience working as both a systems administrator and information security professional. They come from helping users with security issues and listening to them as they ask questions and express fears and doubts about Internet and computer use. I believe that these goals will be reasonably comprehensive for an entry-level Internet safety course. However, there is always room for growth, change, and exploration when designing a course such as this. Additionally, the landscape of the Internet and its risks will change over time. The course may evolve to include new topics over time, based on both the instructor's knowledge as well as surveys of learners asking if there are additional topics they would like to see covered. Learning objectives. At the end of this course, learners will be able to 1. Explain to friends, family, and coworkers why an Internet criminal might target them. 2. Spot common Internet scams in order to avoid being swindled. 3. Evaluate incoming emails, links, and attachments for validity. 4. Protect their computers with patches, antivirus, and ad blockers. 5. Protect their data by backing it up. 6. Contact professional help if they are concerned they may have become a victim. Motivating learners. Learners will be motivated with a promise that they can successfully protect themselves from most internet attacks with just a little bit of knowledge and minor technical maintenance on their computers. Many individuals incorrectly believe that these topics are above their head. While it is true that the technical details behind many attacks are very complex, that level of knowledge is not required in order to protect oneself. It's similar to driving a car. Drivers do not need to understand the technical details of how a combustion engine works in order to safely operate a car. They simply need to understand the rules of the road, potential hazards, and how to conduct minor maintenance on their vehicle in order to keep operating safely. They also need to know how to spot danger signs and when it is time to bring their vehicle to a professional for help. Operating a computer safely on the internet is very similar to this. Learners will be additionally motivated throughout the course by use of familiar, easy-to-understand analogies such as the above vehicle analogy. This will increase learner confidence that they are able to grasp and understand the material. Hands-on exercises showing some very basic and simple procedures for validating internet materials and patching computers will also increase learner confidence in their ability to protect themselves. By the end of this course, learners will understand the most common dangers that lurk on the internet. They will know and understand basic steps they can take to protect their computers, data, and personal information. For those learners who were previously fearful without knowing any details of what the dangers were, they will have increased confidence in their ability to use the internet safely due to being informed as to where the risks lie. For those users who were previously unaware of the risks, they will be less likely to succumb to an attack due to ignorance. Information presentation. The course will follow a progression from the theoretical to the practical. Unit 1 will be all about background information on internet crime. This is the most passive learning of all the units. Unit 2 will teach the learners how to evaluate what they see on the internet for safety. This unit combines new learning with practical hands-on steps to evaluate internet items for safety. Unit 3 will be very practical and hands-on active learning, teaching basic steps for securing computers and data in a lab setting. Unit 4 will circle back to a comprehensive understanding of everything covered in the previous units, as well as information on what to do if a problem has gone beyond the learner's level of computing knowledge. There will be a small section at the end that gets into slightly more technical material for the extra curious or fearless in the class. While this part may lose some students, it will be stressed that all previous material in the class was enough information for people to operate safely on the internet. Those who find the final part interesting and understandable will be pointed to additional resources for continued learning on these topics. Topics covered by this course. Unit 1. Why is the internet such a dangerous place? 1. Describe the worldwide reach of internet criminals. 2. Describe the motivations behind criminal activity. Hint, money. 3. Answer the question, why would anyone attack me? I'm no one famous and I have nothing to hide. 4. Describe social engineering. Trickery using fear tactics. Trickery using fun or humor. Trickery using false promises and or ego inflation. Trickery by exploiting social media trust networks. 5. Describe technical tomfoolery leading to malware installation. Malicious links in emails, malicious file attachments, and malicious banner ads. 6. Describe what malware can do to your computer. Keystroke loggers, botnets, view, steal, or encrypt your data, and break your software. Unit 2. How to spot scams, because knowledge is power. 1. Be skeptical. Is this email really from who I think it's from? Is this link really taking me to the correct website? Is this attachment a known safe document? 2. Common scams. You probably didn't win the lottery. You probably didn't attract the attention of a Nigerian prince who just needs help transferring some money. You're pretty hot, but are you really hot enough to have randomly attracted that woman or man? Playing on your fears and emotions is the worst kind and hardest to resist, especially as any of these could be real. But are they? Your very important account will be closed down unless you ... Your airline tickets will be canceled unless you ... This adorable young child has cancer. Please send money to ... Your loved one has been arrested. Please click here to find out more info and assist them. Any kinds of death threats or threats of physical harm. 3. How to investigate a possible scam. Strange email from a friend or coworker? Call them before acting or responding. Hover over links to see where they are really going. Strange email from a company you do business with? Call the company and or go to a link you previously bookmarked rather than clicking the one in the email. Snopes is your friend. Google is your friend. Unit 3. How to keep your computer and data protected. 1. How to patch. Patching operating systems, patching applications, and patching browser plugins. 2. How to run antivirus. What exactly is antivirus anyways? Free antivirus options, how to update antivirus signatures, and how to run an antivirus scan. 3. How to run ad blockers. 4. How to back up your data. Cloud options and portable hard drives. 5. How to decide if and when to post your personal data on a website. What is your level of trust in the company running the website? How private is the data you are posting? How to tell if the website is encrypting your data. 6. How to keep current and stay informed about new and evolving internet threats in plain English. Unit 4. What to do if you think you may be a victim of internet crime. 1. How to spot the warning signs. 2. When to call the police. 3. When to call the Geek Squad or other professional technical help. 4. Do-it-yourselfers, advanced stuff. How to look at event logs, how to look at and investigate running processes, and how to look at installed applications. Implementation of this instructional design plan. Because this class will be teaching people who are potentially fearful of technology, I feel it is best to offer it as an in-person instructor-led class. People who are fearful of technology will likely feel more comfortable if there is a knowledgeable person by their side to help them with any questions or issues that come up. It does have the potential to be offered as an online class, but this option will be examined in future iterations of the course. Any person who has worked as a systems administrator or information security professional for at least 5 years would be a good candidate to teach this course. People in these professions see security problems in volume due to the nature of their work and the number of people and computers that they serve. They have witnessed firsthand the wide variety of problems that can occur and the devastating impacts that a successful attack can have. They will also have a great deal of hands-on experience implementing the steps that are advised in the course for securing personal computers. While the course material itself will be fairly simple and able to be taught by someone with less experience, a seasoned professional will be better able to answer questions that the learners bring up about particular experiences that they have had, or questions about securing their own computers. Learner participation. Unit 1, Why is the Internet Such a Dangerous Place?, will primarily be thought work and discussion based. Learners will listen to lectures and read materials assigned by the teacher. Learners will be encouraged to ask questions and share stories of Internet hazards they may have experienced, with the instructor providing input on those experiences as appropriate. This will help keep it fresh in people's minds that this is not just theoretical learning, it is practical information that has the potential to affect everyone in the class. Unit 2, How to Spot Scams, will be a mix of lectures and presentations, as well as practical hands-on work identifying hazards. Learners will have exercises where they are presented with both legitimate and mock hazardous websites and emails, and asked to evaluate whether they believe the mail or site is safe or not. Learners will be asked to explain the reasoning behind their evaluations as well, not simply guess safe or unsafe. Unit 3, How to Keep Your Computer and Data Protected, will be primarily hands-on work patching systems and running antivirus. This can be accomplished on pre-configured virtual machines in the classroom. There will be a small amount of time devoted to lectures and ample time for student questions during the lab work. Unit 4, What to Do If You Think You May Be a Victim of Internet Crime, will begin with lectures and discussion and wrap up with a more advanced, optional hands-on lab for those who are interested. Instructional materials and learning objects. A textbook would probably feel too overwhelming, so instead, handouts will be used for relevant topics with relatively brief descriptions of the learning topics being covered. They will be short and to the point, with the most important items for the students to remember clearly highlighted. These handouts can be easily taken home by the students and kept near their personal computers for easy reference when using the internet. The instructor will use a projector to present a slideshow and discuss the various topics to be covered. Students will be frequently called on to participate, primarily with general questions presented to the entire class. Discussion between students and instructor during the lecture will be encouraged. For the lab portion of the class, students will each have a desktop computer to work with and virtual computers installed on that system. The virtual computers will allow free experimentation by the students without fear of breaking anything. A printed lab guide will be provided to each student with descriptions of the activities to be completed and steps for how to complete them. The labs will also present questions for the students for them to think about and discuss within the class. Instructional tools and materials development options. Informational graphics will be required for the slideshows presented during lectures. In many cases, screenshots of websites and emails can be used to demonstrate concepts. In some cases, the designer may need to create a diagram to help explain a concept. Taking screenshots is available natively in most operating systems and does not require special software. Editing screenshots or creating graphics will require graphic software. These tasks can be accomplished with the GNU image manipulation program, GIMP, available for free at www.gimp.org. GIMP can be used by anyone with moderate skill in computer use and does not require a technical expert to operate. Handouts will be provided for each unit, which will require use of a word processor. Microsoft Word from Microsoft.com will be used to create and print handouts for the students. Virtual machines will be created on student desktops using Oracle's VirtualBox, available for free at virtualbox.org. This technology allows multiple virtual computers to be available from a single desktop machine, with different configurations and settings tailored to the course labs on each virtual computer. Virtual machines will allow the students to play freely with the technology on a live online system without fear of breaking the computer. If a virtual machine is broken or infected, it can be reset to its initial state with a few mouse clicks. Someone with system administrator level knowledge will need to create virtual machines for the course. Once created, they can be copied to all student desktops with a simple file transfer. Extant materials. There are a few online resources targeted at adults which may prove helpful in designing this course. The Goodwill Community Foundation's LearnFree.org website provides a free tutorial on Internet safety for adults. The Washington State Office of the Attorney General provides a set of informative web pages for adults. SANS, a premier organization for security training for information professionals, also provides courseware called Securing the Human, targeted at the end user, although this courseware is not free. SANS does provide a couple of less extensive but free resources for end users in the form of a newsletter called Ouch that can be subscribed to, as well as a Security Awareness Tip of the Day RSS feed. Testing and assessment. In order to analyze whether the goals have been reached, this course will use both an opening and closing survey as well as quizzes at the end of each unit and a test at the end of the course. The opening survey will be a subjective self-assessment of the learner's own knowledge of Internet risks and confidence about using the Internet safely. The closing survey will ask the same questions, and if the course was successful, both knowledge and confidence should have risen. Each unit will include a quiz at the end that presents the learner with realistic scenarios and asks them relevant questions about the scenario, such as what step they should they take next, or what steps they would take to evaluate whether an item is a scam. If a quiz question is answered incorrectly, the learner will be referred back to the appropriate section of the unit, or possibly additional resources regarding the issue. A more extensive test will come at the end of the course, combining all the knowledge learned throughout the course. Virtual machine environments can be provided in the test, which will provide the test taker with a simulation just like an actual physical computer. The test takers will be asked to demonstrate their knowledge by completing tasks such as identifying whether patches need to be installed or antivirus signatures need to be updated. They can also be presented with emails and websites and asked to decide which are legitimate and which are scams. They should be able to describe the criteria they used to determine this and how they came to their conclusions. The unit quizzes and final test will provide an objective measure of the learner's understanding of the course content. Testing will be for the benefit of the students to show them how much they have learned and achieved and where their knowledge or skills could be improved. Additionally, it will provide the teacher and course designer with information on possible weak spots in the course content. For example, if there is a pattern of many students getting certain sections of the test wrong, there may be a problem with the way material is presented for that section. Test results are not intended to be used as qualification for any particular type of job or certification, but could certainly be displayed to potential or current employers in order to demonstrate the learner's self-motivation and willingness to learn these skills. Formative evaluation. At the end of the course, students will be asked to fill out an evaluation of the class before they leave. The evaluation will be provided as a web form reachable by using the computers provided in the classroom. The evaluation will ask students to rate the following statements on a 0 to 10 scale. A space for optional free-form comments will be available after each statement. I learned a lot from this course. I will be able to use what I learned in this course in my professional life. I will be able to use what I learned in this course in my personal life. The teacher's instructional style was effective. The teacher was responsive to student questions and comments. The handouts were or are useful. The labs were useful. I will recommend this course to others. Finally, there will be 2 questions at the end offering free-form response. Were there any Internet safety issues not covered in this course that you would like to learn more about? Do you have any suggestions for improving this course? Aggregate responses to each statement can be calculated due to the use of the 0 to 10 scale, which will help highlight the areas of the course which need the most attention when it comes to future improvements. All free-form comments will also be examined and evaluated for possible future changes to the course. Follow-through activities. While many of the current Internet hazards have been present for years, new types of dangers and attacks are continually evolving. Learners will be shown several resources that they can optionally subscribe to in order to stay current with security news without being overwhelmed with technical jargon. This course teaches critical thinking in regards to evaluating incoming information for truthfulness or trickery. While the course material is specifically regarding Internet dangers, this knowledge should certainly be transferable to other areas of the learner's lives. We expect users to report that they feel more confident about using the Internet safely after taking this course, and also less subject to being scammed in general. Learners who show high interest and enthusiasm for this course, and who express an interest in learning about these topics at a deeper technical level, will be pointed to resources for further learning. We also expect and hope that learners will enjoy this course and recommend it to friends, family, and colleagues.